respect brilliance, I respect brains, and I respect Perceptor. This is the Transformers Studio Series 86 Perceptor. Now, I was real happy with my Titans Return lad. And I even deferred to Starscream White for her opinions on this. How good is this guy? Will he fill the bill? Will he kind of knock my Titans Return out of contention as my Perceptor? We're about to find out when we dive into the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, loud my baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all of the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And this is Studio Series 86 Perceptor. I wasn't sure I was going to get this one. And the more I saw, the more I thought, it's neat, it's nice. And then I got, oddly, Kingdom Tigatron. And when I got him, I liked the pearlescent paint that was on him. I was like, that's really gorgeous. It really kind of pops. And the more I looked at Perceptor, the more I thought, I think the paint on him is that pearlescent. I love the look of it. I think I'm going to have to check him out. I think I'm going to have to see. I love my Titans Return, but I think I'm going to have to see. So I ended up getting the guy. The only thing I didn't like was the blue. I was like, I don't feel like that's exactly animation accurate. And I would say it is, but maybe it's a little lighter than it should be. So I got him in hand. I compared him with my Titans Return. You guys are going to see the comparisons with Titans Return. And I deferred to Starscream Wife. What was the final analysis? What was the final conclusion that we reached? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. I gotta say, I really love Perceptor because he is a character that kind of goes under the radar. We don't get a ton of updates for him, but we get them spaced several years apart, and each one builds on the last to give us a more accurate rendition of what we saw in G1 as kids. And I always like to be able to focus on Perceptor because he's always so unassuming. Yes, he's smart, but he turns into a microscope. Even in G1, it was like, well, he's not like a race car or a sports car or a heavy-duty truck or a motorcycle. He's just a microscope. How exciting is that? But yet, he always ends up being simplistically fun and functional and useful. Is this one going to live up to all the hype? Well, we're going to find out right now. Just to kind of exemplify what I'm talking about, I looked at the original Reveal the Shield, I guess the original Generations version of Perceptor, the Reveal the Shield one, in episode 26. So a long time ago. Actually, we had a debate on it about what Tautons were and if they were good for your health. Because, fun fact, that was recorded in, I think it was probably February that year. And Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Tuesday, for anybody who celebrates Easter, was then. And here, where I live, sometimes people don't have pancakes, then they have Tautons, which, if you don't know, is fried dough. So I looked at the Reveal the Shield in episode 26. I've never had the joy and the luxury of looking at the G1 Perceptor. Didn't know anybody who had it either as a kid. And I looked at my custom Titans Return in episode 254. So, and that was, honestly, about now. This is being recorded on April the 4th of 2022. The review for my custom Titans Return Perceptor was published on April the 2nd, 2017. So the recording of this is almost 5 years to the day. And I really do love that Perceptor. So we're going to see how this one fares. Before, of course, we get into that, we have our packaging first. It is your typical Studio 86 packaging. Nice picture Perceptor here with his blaster. Face over here. I mean, on the back, it is what it is. Now, inside is a little bit different nowadays. I used to always open these up and I would just like reach in and pull out the thing, but when I pull out the thing now, it's just a piece of cardboard that he was attached to. And beyond that, oh, there's our background scene done properly. So, nice scene, I guess, But of course, you know that's not all that was in the packaging, man. We got ourselves some snazzy instructions as well. I mean, their instructions, I think it's pretty intuitive with this guy, so I don't know if they're necessarily needed, but they're nice to have to make sure that you got all the tabs and stuff in place. And finally, yes indeed, here we have Perceptor in all of his glory. Now, to be fair, I had not originally intended on getting this guy because I'm quite happy with the Titan's Return one. But the more I saw it, there was one thing that really spoke to me. Actually, two things that really spoke to me. One, I love this like pearlescent paint, and after seeing it on, I think the thighs and maybe the forearms of Kingdom Cheetor, Tigatron, I thought to myself, wow, that's a really beautiful paint. It's a unique paint, but what a great way to deal with those parts of the animation that, you know, was it supposed to be white? Was it supposed to be silver? This is a great way to deal with it, and it really does pop. The other thing is the scale and size of his kind of over-the-shoulder scope blaster thing, because I feel like though this is a bit slender, it's scaled more accurately to the animation model of the character. Of course, I deferred to Starscream Wife and her thoughts about this guy. She has some interesting thoughts. I'll talk about it as we go. In terms of the coloration for the guy, I mean, 9.75. You know, why is it not exactly a 10? Well, arguably these top shoulder pieces that are painted black should be blue like the rest. The blue could arguably be a deeper blue. And indented right here at the very top of his pelvis, we do have the red tummy chunk, but that red tummy chunk should be a little more kind of pronounced out. We shouldn't have like a hole right here at the top of his pelvis. It should be kind of flat, if anything. So, you know, 9.75, pretty darn close on perfect. Honestly, I think about it as perfect as we're likely to get. He does come with a blaster that goes in his hand. I didn't show it up close. It's just a little blaster. It's fine. In terms of the paint that's actually applied here, we have the pearlescent around his chest, and his chest is shaped exactly the way it's supposed to be shaped due to the animation. Tap out Autobot symbol inside. We have the pearlescent down here. The knobs, I guess, on his forearms, and the knob up on the top of the scope piece, and out front. All of that is that pearlescent paint. We have black paint up on the top of the shoulders. We have silver on the face, blue on the eyes, gold in the little crest that's on his head. The rest of it, I think, is the like color plastic that he's supposed to have, and I'm not angry about it. Sometimes people are like, oh, I wish they'd apply paint instead of using the correct color plastic. But I like it here. I think it all worked out really well. In terms of the articulation for the guy, we have a head that can go left and right, and it wiggles up and down, but you're not really getting any discernible movement. This piece here has a ratchet that it can go all the way down on his back, or you can bring it all the way up over. I am sad that we can't really turn, like I guess you can do this, but you can't turn it like you can the Titan's Return one. And you can angle it up, but it's not quite as versatile, and you don't turn this to make the scope, I don't know, magnification part move like you can with Titan's Return. I feel like Titan's Return is a bigger and chunkier but more functional scope, as you know, as far as microscopes go. The arms, they go all the way out, they go all the way around, up about 90 degrees. We have bicep swivel. The wrists, no wrist rotation, that's a bummer. Waist is nice. Legs go all the way back, legs go all the way forward, legs go all the way out to the side. We have a very deep knee, which I really like, and I like that the knee is sculpted in here so it doesn't look like a hollow knee. I guess you can, because of transformation, you can do that with the leg if you want to. I don't know, or or you can do that if you wanted to do that. I mean, it is an option, and he does have really deep, nice ankle tilt. Love that, man. Big fan. Wrist. That's about the only thing I could. Well, wrist and head up and down instead of just left to right. 9.5. 9.5. It's quite good, but like I said, I wish we had wrist and the head. I guess the head can go up. I take that back. The head can go up because of transformation. Can't really go down, but if you kind of start to undo the transformation, it can look up. So 9.75. because wrist would be nice. So far 9.75, 9.75. I mean, about as good as you could get. And then, you know, not for nothing, but here he is next to Titan's Return Perceptor. Now, the Titan's Return one, when I bought it, it cost me somewhere in the vicinity of $17.99 plus tax 5 years ago. And the new one cost me all in, say, $32. It was actually a good deal on him. I was surprised, and I was pleased, and I was happy. So what did I get extra for my money? I do think that I got better proportions. The engineering is as good, if not better, because the new one's not a headmaster. This guy is. And I did get, I think, more paint than the original. Though I do wish the treads on the 86 were done. But here's the thing. I got as good or better engineering. I got as good or better paint. I got as good or better accuracy and proportions. And I also got more mass. This guy clocks in at 84 grams, a traditional deluxe. The new one clocked in at 96 grams. Bigger deluxe, bigger mass, better or the same engineering and paint and whatnot. Yeah, I get it. And then, of course, you put inflation in with it. Here's the thing. A lot of people hear me complain about prices. It's not the price I'm complaining about. It's the value of what I'm getting for it. You want to charge me for more? Go for it. But you better be giving me more. And they are in this case, so I can recommend them in terms of value for money. Just taking that guy out of it, we're going to do the transformation here pretty darn quickly. So we take that out of the hand, and I'm going to actually just pick that back for now. Put the head in, put the wrist in. By the way, we have blue paint applied right there. Quite nice, good match. Same here, put that in. They click in very nicely. Taking these out to the side, we bring this up and turn it like that. We bring this up and we turn it like that. You'll notice the treads in here. The only difference, really, between the transformations is how you move the legs. I mean, I guess you could do more, but it's basically how you move the legs. But we'll see that in a little bit. We bring in this leg at the thigh, we bring this leg in at the thigh, we put down the feet, we turn the arms up and over thusly, we untab them, and then we begin to bring up this little red section here, and we begin to bring up this little red section, but we also need to begin to fold out our scope. What should happen is we fold in there, that, and we fold up this red piece, and there's a little tab right there that goes into the side of the, like the blue there, if I can get it lined up right. There, like that. We bring this over and down. Oh, we bring that over, we bring the chest window down, bring that over and down, bring the arms down to the side and tab them in, and boom, in the end here we have Perceptor in his microscope mode. And if you are so inclined like me and you want somewhere to put his blaster and you don't want to be looking at his face, you can turn his face around, by the way, but I like to just put the blaster back there. You can do what you like with it, but that's where I prefer to put it. I like this microscope mode. Easy to get here, super duper intuitive. I'm going to say 10. And not for nothing, but here's the Titan's Return lad next to him now. Starscream wife prefers the robot mode of the 86 Perceptor because it looks like it jumped off the cartoon. But she prefers the microscope mode of the Titan's Return because she says it looks more like a microscope, like just the silver and, you know, the fact that this can move. She said this looks more like a microscope to her. However, she did acknowledge and say this, as much as it looks like a microscope, looks like the drawn microscope, which to her mind was a little out of proportion anyway, because this was too slender to her eyes. So I get where she's coming from. Like, there's an argument here for both of these. This guy obviously, if accuracy is your thing, for me, cartoon is king. This guy's obviously more accurate. Then we have, and I'm going to take that back out of it, then we have one other alternate mode, which is extremely simple to get to. We basically come here and we begin to bend these hips here forward. We bring this forward. These come around, and when these come around now, see if I can find it. There's a peg up right here, just under this knob, and it goes into a start up right here on the foot. That's how you know you got everything lined up. So I'm going to bring that down, bring this up, and I'll tab that in. And I'll bring this up and I'll tab that one in. Oh, and I'll take this piece off. That's there. For what I've seen, it looks like the blaster can like tab in on the side there, like that. This is that tank mode, that hidden tank mode. I do wish that we had the treads kind of, I don't know, colored more accurately, I suppose. And again, not for nothing, just gonna back this guy up a little bit and bring this guy in. Not for nothing, but you know, I mean, take a look at both of them in this mode. Again, this just looks a little more cohesive. What I do like about this one more, though, is I do like the tread down there. I would understand if somebody wanted to keep their Titan's Return. I get it. I totally get it. He is still, to this day, a tremendous Perceptor. There's no doubt about it. And maybe if you're an IDW fan and you want that, you know, that big, like, rifle thing, like, he might still be the way for you to go. If you're an 80s kid, so to speak, and, you know, you want something that looked like Perceptor, that jumped off the screen from the movie, from season 2 of Transformers, then the 86 might be the way to go. On the whole, I would say that the 86 has a 10 for transformation, a 9.75 for his look, a 9.75 for his articulation. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, a tremendous Perceptor, if not the absolute definitive mainline G1 inspired iteration of that classic character. And here we are once again, and here he is, and yeah, I mean, he's going to be my Perceptor. He is the sort of, he's a perfect example of a deluxe that you pay more for, but you get more. He has more mass. He has more accurate molded detail. He has just as many or more parts. He has excellent articulation. He has a fluid, simple but fluid transformation. He has everything that the Titan's Return is and more. I don't mind paying more if I'm getting more. It's as simple as that. The value is in getting what you already had at a value and more. You want to charge more? Cool. Give me more. And they do it here. This is a success. If you've been on the fence wondering, is it a true deluxe? Is it really value for money? It is. I can honestly say it is. And any of you who have been around here for any length of time know that if it's not, I'll be the first one to tear it to shreds. This is an excellent Perceptor. Starscream Wife thought that the microscope mode, of course, of the Titan's Return looked more like an actual microscope, and I agree, but it's like she said, if you want something for the animation accuracy in all modes, this is the way to go, because it looks like the thing on screen. Arguably, even the microscope mode of on screen could have been drawn a little more accurate to a true microscope. I get what she's saying. The proportions here make more sense. The size makes more sense. The size of a scope makes more sense. I do wish that we could adjust the little viewfinder part, but I'm quite happy with how everything worked out here. The only thing that I would like would be if the treads were black. The treads aren't black. They're molded in, they're left red. It'd be nice if they were black, but at the same time, if they were painted black, then in robot mode, his leg would have a black detailing that it shouldn't have. And truth be told, you know, the treads being somewhat hidden, there but hidden, makes sense because his tank mode, if you will, was somewhat hidden, right? Most of us grew up knowing him to be a microscope and a robot. That's what I want him to succeed the most at, and that's what he succeeds the most at. Color me surprised. I didn't expect a whole lot, but I got a whole lot more than I expected, and I'm very happy about that. Let me know what you think about Studio Series 86, Perceptor. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube, baby. Become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you right there that's watching this right now, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.